What I wanted to explain is the dog-proof trap, and ideal for raccoons. As you can see, I've been doing a number on the raccoons, but it is a tube and it has jaws that you need a special tool that you can put down in the jaws that are controllable, I guess might be the term, where I can push down to set the trap. And what it's doing is this jaw in the middle, in the front of it, when it's released, goes, and the spring, as it flips open, will hold the feet of the raccoon. And it's called a push-pull, which means it has, the way the trigger is, if they push in or pull out, it'll trip it. And then the thing I do is I'll pour down in the bottom dry cat food. I'll probably use marshmallows and sweets at different times of the year, but now in the fall they're going to protein. The other thing I'll do is I'll take some Kodiak Predator Control scent. This is shrimp. And I can take that paste and I can put it on the edge lip of the trap. And what that does, it's added scent that can attract a raccoon to the trap. And this is called a Z trap, but I like it because a lot of the ones on the market are push only. And this is, he could put his foot in there and not trip it. So this is push-pull, so it works both directions, so you're covered. And it is a very positive release. And those jaws, boy, it holds. And I've noticed some raccoons will actually use 2 feet in there trying to get stuff out. But it's a great way to be able to catch raccoons. I usually will put 2 at a set because a lot of times they're traveling with another raccoon. Although what I've been catching is a lot of adults lately. I was catching some young ones, but now I'm catching adults. Before I get to the conabear, I wanted to mention the reason I'm using the Kodiak Predator Control paste is that just with the cat food, if it gets wet, it kind of gets mushy and isn't very good, but this will stay. It's a heavy paste and rain won't affect it. So at least you got an attractant there where you still have the possibility of catching something. And the Z trap, the dog-proof trap, not only works on raccoons but also on possums. They say that possums eat a lot of ticks, which is not true. So they can be damaging to eggs, of course also chickens and turkeys. So I wanted to mention that. But to try to explain what a conabear is, now all of these I'm posting on YouTube, Joe Castaway Coolest, and so if you go there you could see what I'm talking about, because it's hard to explain something that you can't show visually, and so that's why it's going to do both. But the reasoning or the object of a conabear is it basically dispatches the animal right away, and there's springs on either end of basically a cage of wire, heavy duty wire, and they come in all kind of sizes, from catching them from chipmunks all the way up to beavers. So what happened yesterday, I'm having problem with skunks. I've got a family of skunks, and two adults and two young ones. And I don't need those around because those are also a problem for the chickens. And I was setting this, and there is a little wire that is a safety latch. So when you have it, and what I use is a tool, it's big pliers. And these pliers basically can take and close the springs so that you can then flip the safety latch on and handle it safely until you get it where you want. The important thing to remember, though, is don't forget to take off the safety latches, because without that, the trap's not going off. And I've had that problem. I go there and why there's something went through here, and why didn't it go off? Well, it's because the safety wires did not go. And these come with a single spring on either end or a double, like this particular one. But so as I was working on it, I didn't pay attention, and one of the safety latches came off. So when I went to set it, and I was setting it, it flipped off, and it got across my hand. Oh my gosh, it scared me. It hurt. So luckily I was at home. I ran into the garage, thought I could get the vise to close that spring. No, so luckily I got to the tool that can set it, and I got my hand out, but it really hurts. Probably wouldn't have been as bad as if I'd had gloves on, but I didn't. So anyway, you really have to be careful with these because they can hurt. Even if you get your thumb or finger in, this is heavy-duty wire, and it's a great spring, and it works. Needs to hold. It needs to dispatch an animal right now. So, but this is a great tool. Now, the other thing I use it for is I can take a bucket and cut slots on either side and slide this up into the bucket, and then I can throw bait on the other side of it, and that works well. Or like for a groundhog, right over the hole. Same with skunks, right over the hole, where if you know where they're going. So there's a lot of reasons to be able to use this, and it's just another tool. So using all of the tools we have, of course I use the footholds for the coyotes later on, but now it's raccoons and skunks and groundhogs, so the conabear.